All right, so we have Psychic Medium Judy with us today. And there's a question that's been bandying about in my head about this. And you and I, again, had talked before about some of the topics that we're talking about now. And one of the slants that didn't occur to me about psychics in a general term, and for a guy who is outside of that realm and not really understanding anything, but I thought psychics, they just sort of predicted the future, and it was kind of this bland, and they do tarot card readings, and like you had talked about before on mediumship. But there is something that you do that kind of caught my ear a little bit. And one of the things was that you had mentioned that, sometimes when people come in, they're looking for that type of thing, predict my future.
Right.
And you kind of said to me before, well, that okay, if you continue on the course that you're on now, then the future you're going to have is not very good.
Absolutely.
But you have the ability to change it.
Absolutely.
And if you kind of start moving towards this side or doing this, and you might name off a couple specific things, this is how things are going to change for you. So the future isn't predetermined, right?
No, the future is not predetermined. The best predictor of your future is your past. Keep on doing what you're doing, you're going to keep on getting what you're getting. However, people don't understand the role of your soul. And your soul runs your life. So, one of the things I do in my practice is I teach you how your soul works. I teach you how to tell your soul what you want, rather than it keep just looking for what you got emotional about. Because the job of your soul is to make sure you have a lot of emotions. And unfortunately, as human beings, we give more emotions to the negative than we tend to the positive. So one thing I do in my practice is work on a soul level with people so they can experience an extraordinary life. And I teach them how to design their lives. And it's the most rewarding part of my practice.
You're talking about soul as it were a third person. I always thought soul was you are your soul, you are your body, you are your mind, and soul's kind of all one. But you say your soul directs you. Are you sort of talking about subconscious mind?
Well, people misunderstand because subconscious mind is your soul. Your soul lives here. If you put your fingers on your breastbone, there's a little spot you'll find and it kind of bites you. That's the 21 grams that meet you when you die. It is your memory bank. It is non-judgmental, so it believes whatever you told it. And I also know it is eternal, so it goes with you through all of your existences. So there's a lot of stuff in your soul that may serve you very well, but it may not. So I think of the soul as a part of you. This is my physical body, this is my emotional body, and this is my spirit body. I believe people are mixed up about the roles. The role of your soul is to help you create your life. But if you're not talking to your soul, telling it what you actually want, you're going to continue getting whatever caused you the most emotion. That's why people have patterns. Most people have a pattern where they have trauma or something within every 5 years. Because that's what their soul looks for. Oh, they've been numb for a while. They haven't really had any real emotions. We got to give them real emotions. We got to find something that will make them emotional. And then your soul will create, because we are creating our lives, garbage. That's how it works.
And so they don't necessarily know that by not treating their soul correctly, by dumping the good stuff into it, they're going to get what it has been. Again, it's non-judgmental. It doesn't know good from bad. If it needs bad to give you a rush, then it'll do that.
That's right.
And so then people wonder why, again and again throughout their lives, they marry the wrong guy, or there's always trauma, or they're always having accidents, or they find themselves in jail, or whatever their problems are. It's because they're feeding their soul the wrong material.
Yes, and they don't know how to change the material that's in there. Some of the material in there can be past life. Like so many things from past lives show up in our lives. It just is so recognizable. People will walk in and they have incredible panic attacks, and they've had it since they were children. They've come in from a past life where they've had a lot of trauma. and it's just there. Once you can help them heal, they have a brand new life. Just a brand new life. I get thank yous every day. Every single day. It's heartwarming. It's beautiful.
So as a psychic, what you feel your job is, or as a parent it has become to you at least, is that when you, as a psychic, you can look, for instance, into a past life where problems have occurred. You can see things now, experience things now, or auditorily, or whatever sense you use to find that out. And then that's sort of like the diagnostic part of the medium.
Exactly.
And then also, again, if you're also precognitive, is that what that is? See into the future a little bit?
Yeah.
So you can see into their future if they're feeding their soul the wrong thing, this is the negative path that they're going to be going.
That's right.
And then if they feed it the right thing, then it'll be going in the right direction for them, and then you tell them what the thing is they should be feeding their soul.
Yeah, and no, they tell me.
Okay.
I actually give homework. I'm
Okay.
a little bit unusual, but I will actually give homework to people, and I'll say, okay, so that was a good comment you made about marrying the same guy time and time again. I tell people, it's like this. You've made a decision. All men are like parking spaces. The good ones are taken, the leftovers are handicapped. And then you wonder why you keep getting handicapped men. But your soul
Physical or mental.
Yeah, but your soul is just doing what it thinks you want, right? Because it's got to make you right. After all, it's your soul. So you've got to be right. It's supposed to make you right. So sometimes part of my job is breakthrough, getting into what are your limiting beliefs? What is it that you believe that is so detrimental to you? And let's see if we can change that. A lot of people have money is the root of all evil. So I'll work on their beliefs about money. Money is not the root of all evil. The absence of money is the root of most evil. but people have that turned around. So part of my practice is working on these limiting beliefs and helping them get to a better place. And I use some processes to remove some of the blocks. I can't take away your memories. I cannot do that. But I certainly can remove the emotions that are attached to those memories. So when your soul goes looking for how am I going to make them emotional, they're not going to find the same stuff.
Right.
So it works differently. So all of a sudden, a month down the road, they go, oh, I'm getting different results. I'm really getting different results. I'm going to phone Judy. My assistant every day gets something very positive, and she just loves her job because she knows how good it is for people.
Right. And for really, and I know you have some people that come back to you on a very regular basis.
Yes.
I mean, there's one, and
Yes.
you should just set them up on. Yeah, they're coming back all the time, so they're constantly wanting to, so they can have the information in very short order. But I guess some people like to be, they may find themselves straying a little bit off, so they come back to get a little bit more direction.
Well, the thing is, if you've had a pattern of how you think, and you've had a thought pattern for a long period of time, you can't expect in 1 hour for somebody to be able to, they may have made a difference and they may have opened up a different way of thinking, but you need help to stay on track. So that, hence the homework. I'll give them homework. I'll tell them to journal. I'll tell them I want you to write out what you want. I will give them affirmations that to do daily on a daily basis. And a lot of my customers have my direct phone number, so they can phone me and they can get a little bit of help, but not in hours.
Right.
Not when I'm at work.
Right.
So that's ongoing. So
They have a bit of a coach.
Yes, I'm a life coach, and that's
Yeah.
what I do. I'm life coaching them into a better place. To me, being a psychic, that's a small part of what I do. The psychic part, spirit talks to me. I get information from spirit. My customers say they can tell I'm downloading because I guess my hands go all over. But I get this information, I get this knowledge, I get this way of looking at things. And to be perfectly frank, it changes. My practice has changed. The more I do this, the more it changes. The more information I get, the easier it is. But the results are better and better and better and better.
And then additionally, the client is changing as well. So the message is changing. You say, okay, you reach this level now. Here's the next. You're looking out at the horizon. Here's the next horizon to keep you on the positive. So here are the adjustments that you make now, or the direction you head up now. Yeah.
But most of my work now is about the soul, and I want people to really understand their soul, because that is what is driving your life. And to answer your question, I talk about as a third party. It's not a third party, it's part of you. It is connected to your emotional body and is connected to your spirit body. So your emotions are driven. Your soul's looking for this. It goes into your emotional body, and then it tells spirit what it thinks you want. Only based on how much emotion you gave that, because that's its job. Give you lots of emotions. After all, emotions are what make you feel alive. If you see people that are on drugs, whether they're from a doctor or something they're taking, and they go numb and they don't feel anymore, they're not happy. They can't even find a feeling or a joy. It's all about feeling. I tell people, get up in the morning, be the best person you can be today, and get as much happiness out of today as you can.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? Being happy.
Absolutely. The whole purpose of life. Be joyful.